Basically, today's video, I don't blame you if you want to skip it. It's just me talking about myself and my emotions, which I know a lot of people don't like talking about, and neither do I sometimes. Whoa, that kind of sounded good. But I kind of felt like I needed to make this video just because I haven't really been streaming, and I kind of like to go in a little mini hiatus there, and I think I took like a couple weeks off of YouTube, so I just kind of want to explain that. Like I said, I don't blame you for if you don't want to watch this. Just know that my gaming regular scheduled content will be coming. Like, I'm gonna make sure we have a video immediately ready, so like this one, and then like there should be a gaming video out by the time you're seeing this. Yeah, even though I'm like a little nervous to talk about it, I kind of want to talk about it because I think it's important to talk about for me, so I can keep making content. Because like right now I feel like I'm kind of been in a shell that's kind of like made it hard for me to like make the things and do the things that I want. I just really want to be open with my life and every aspect of it, and right now it's not the greatest, and that sucks, but I'm obviously doing everything I can to make it not suck. Also, I don't like talking about these things like on stream or like in my regular type content that I like to do, so I kind of like having these type of videos like separate from I know my channel is gonna have like a lot of different content on it. I want to focus on gaming because that's where I'm at. I want to stream like pretty much, my goal is to eventually stream like at least like 3, 4, 5 days a week. That would be so cool. Like every morning, like oh my god, it would be even really cool to stream every day. I would honestly love that alongside making YouTube content because I love both. So yeah, just basically know there's going to be a lot of different types of videos on this channel. My channel is I'm going to be holding my little quartz. Yeah, and I'm going to be on my iPod because I have some notes. So recently I've been basically thrown in the driver's seat of my life. That is the best way to say it. It's so weird. I don't know. Basically, I've just been growing up, and I know it sounds very like, ooh, growing up, but like I never really had any support growing up, like as a kid. So like when you're growing up as a kid and you don't have a whole lot of support, when you're getting to that adult stage, it can be a little bit extra hard, especially when the people around you are actively not helping you, like actively preventing you from taking care of yourself. Like I'm going to be doing a video on this soon because I'm actually really excited about this because I finally am able to drive, and that's really cool, and I'm really excited about that. And I'm gonna like decorate like car, and like it's just, I don't know, something that I never really had. I'm like 22, I'm gonna be 23 this year, which is insane to think about. And I definitely don't feel like I'm 22, gonna be 23, and I'm feel like I'm kind of been behind in that aspect and just catching up recently. So that's just been taking some time and kind of more important, I think, than necessarily anything else. Without that stability, it makes it incredibly like difficult to create the type of content that I want to create. And I think if that was the only struggle in my life, it would be a lot easier. But I recently found out I have OCD, and that has been untreated basically since I was a child. And it's just taking some time to work on the compulsions and obsessions that I have. And currently a lot of the compulsions and obsessions that I have take a long time during the day, specifically like around my routines. Like it's just, they're very time consuming, and I've been going to therapy twice a week now, and I'm working to get over these compulsions, so I can put all of my time into this. And I also think it's important for me to do this alongside working in therapy, but like I mentioned in the beginning, for me to do that, I think it's important that you guys know, or at least, sorry, because this is me, because I have OCD, and this is something that I'm currently working through. I don't have OCD. I'm currently working. I don't know how to say that because they were like, I don't know. But I was diagnosed with OCD and I'm working through those issues, and it's just, taking some time. And if I want to make content, sometimes it's going to be something that's brought up because that is me, and it'd be better for me to just be able to reference a video like this than go on a ramble, because obviously I like to ramble about this. I also have a tendency to severely underplay what I'm going through, and how having untreated and undiagnosed OCD for at least 10 to 15 years, it caused a lot of problems and generally put me behind in life and made it harder for me to succeed because I didn't have the support that somebody with OCD needs, which I have been recently understanding what I need and how to obtain it and obtaining it. I also want to say, thankfully, because of this last year, I have been able to access a larger variety of mental health care professionals that can help me, and I've been able to build a much better team than I had. So yes, thank you to the last year for telehealth, and I'm just very grateful that I've been able to have a team around, not a mental health care team to help me and help me grow up. Although I'm beginning to understand what OCD in my life particularly looks like and how to work with that and work past that and manage that, I am thankful to say I am doing that now. And yeah, I also want to say, I know this is a little weird because I feel like I made a video not that long ago about this, but at that time I don't even think I was in therapy. I was just starting it, and I had my appointment or something, and I was basically in the beginning stages of this process, and now I'd say I'm somewhere in the midst of it. It's something that I am grateful for a diagnosis, because from what I understand, OCD is one of the most treatable mental health illness things, which I am very stoked about, to say the least, because originally we thought it was just me being depressed and stupid. But now it's oh no, there's a little bit more going on there, and treatment for OCD is very different than the type of treatment you would receive for having severe depression or anxiety. Because before we were primarily focused on medication, but something with OCD is medication doesn't do a whole lot. So a lot of therapy is basically the answer and the solution, and what we're focusing on right now, and it is leading to incredible results, I would say, which is why I wanted to up my sessions to twice a week, and hopefully here, because I'm gonna get my second dose here in a couple days, which I will be documenting on TikTok. Go follow me on TikTok. Shameless blood. So yeah, I think after we get our shots and stuff, it'll make it easier to go to sessions and stuff and do more intensive treatment, which is basically, yeah, the more I think I do of this and the more I push through, the quicker it's gonna be. But like I said, I also want to do this alongside making YouTube and Twitch content, just because I think this is the thing that just makes me happy, and I know this sounds so stupid to say, I just feel like my best self when I'm able to make content and be present in that. So I think to kind of summarize up that last point, I unfortunately think that my mental health journey is going to be a much bigger part of my life than I intended or thought it would be or wanted it to be. And I don't think it's going to be necessarily so intense forever, which is something that I am very grateful to say and report back to you, thanks to my new recent diagnosis of OCD. And unfortunately, that does affect the type of content and the amount and quality of content that I can make. So again, I think it's important to just kind of let that be made known. And see, like, I'm definitely doing like some habit, like the whatever they're called, like the compulsions. Yeah, it's definitely hard to talk about just because it definitely feels super whiny and complaining, and I don't like to talk about that. But just so you guys know, kind of give you an idea of some of the things that I've recently been working through is I have certain routines that around like me getting ready that have been taking up to 5 hours. So no, like more than that sometimes. Like I remember one night it was like 6-7 hours. I think I got to 7 hours one night. Yeah, so at night I have a routine, and sometimes I'll have to like repeat steps or keep doing certain parts, like washing myself over and over and over again, and if I touch something I have to start over again. It's very, very particular, like every single step. And you know, I've been getting better with it. Like I think last night I got down to an hour and a half, 2 hours. That's kind of like my average right now, so I'm very proud of that. But unfortunately that is not the only compulsion that I'm working through. I'm also working through a lot of like eating related obsessions and compulsions. Like I cannot make my own food right now. Like if I were to make my own food, I would not eat it. Which is kind of weird to say, and I know that's really weird to say, and I'm sorry to say that. I also will only eat like certain foods right now, and I have particular meals that I want to eat at particular times in the day. And it all like I if I don't have something in that meal, like I don't have like a backup. You know, I don't really have a backup because like I want it to be that particular one. I can have honestly like a emotional breakdown and I won't eat it, and it's just it's like triggering. It's really triggering. I do have a lot of obsessions and compulsions around like my body too. So that's kind of like why I like wearing bigger clothing, because it's just more comfortable and I don't really like to think about my body in that way. Just because it's just, I don't think it's necessary. It's not healthy for me to do that, and I just don't feel comfortable with it. So yeah, that's why I'm like oversized tea queen. Oversized what? Oversized me. Um Give it to me. I love it, and I feel very comfortable with that because it doesn't really push that obsession as much as I think if I wore tighter clothing it would, and it has in the past. This is kind of the grossest, I think, obsession, not the funnest one to talk about, is like so if you see me on stream, I'll play with my hair a lot. Like it's not just like the little like a big like that like that kind of cute. It's like the weird kind where you're like picking at your scalp and like pulling and seeing what the individual hairs feel like, and like I'll get like so literally obsessed with it, and I have to like find particular strands and look for them, and that'll take time. And something I will also do is pick at my scalp and just obsessively do that and look for scabs, create more scabs, and just I'll pick at my nails. Which is why as soon as I get my shot, I'm very excited to go get my nails done, because when I have acrylic nails, it really, because of the way that I get them, like I get them to be very oval, so you can't really scratch at things very much. It's not like very scratchy, so then I don't really pick at my nails or my scalp as much. So that's why I like to get my nails done. Not just because it makes me feel really, really pretty, which it does, but it also helps with that. And something my therapist told me is I have a lot of compulsions around like the way I look and the way I dress and present myself. I think a lot of people have that, but I think sometimes when I'm in a particularly vulnerable state, it can be heightened and make it hard to just do anything. And sometimes, you know, I'm like so exhausted from doing all of these compulsions that I just stay in bed all day because I don't want to get up and mess with it and do any of them, because if I stay in bed then I don't have to do any of them, and that's probably part of the compulsion thing too. Again, it's still something that we're working on and learning about. Oh, the last thing I wanted to say about the scalp picking and hair thing is I particularly do that at night, so I'll be up all night, like for an hour or two sometimes doing that. So yeah, that one we're working on too. Period. I'm very happy to report back to you that I'm really excited to work on these compulsions, to be honest. And like, I know it sounds weird, but like one of the things like is like exposure therapy. So like I have to like challenge these things, and then like it's fun for me. And I'm excited to do like because I think some of the bigger ones are like the food and this picking, and I think when I am able to maybe do like in-person exposure therapy, it's gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be like boom boom pow, get out of here, B, see you later. But yeah, so I'm excited about that. And again, just wanted to let you guys know, so you guys kind of know where I'm at and what I'm doing, and why sometimes if I'm like gone, it's not because I want to be gone, it's because I'm dealing with fucking stupid ass shit that is unfortunately imperative to deal with, but I feel like it's just getting easier and easier and easier every time, and I kind of want to share that like progress with you guys too. So also I think it does help me to talk about it like on these videos, so I can, like I said, have a space to talk about it, and then also have a space to be my fun and light, bright, happy Sammy self that makes me filled with joy and so happy. And yeah, so I'm actually think I'm gonna leave that video here. If you guys have any questions, please let me know down in the comments below. I'm also going to be linking some terminology, like definitions and terms, in the description if you want to know more about like certain words, like what an obsession or a compulsion is, as well as like some official OCD resources that I probably should check out myself and that I have not, but probably should. And if you have any more questions, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to answer them and kind of help enlighten you guys to more of me, and hopefully it's not too weird. And if it is, I'm sorry, and I don't blame you for thinking it's weird, because I think it's weird sometimes too. But hey, that's not gonna stop me from being a weirdo online. Not in a creepy way, but in the funny, oh, I'm laughing at her way. I feel a little awkward and grand, so I think we should end it here. But I love you all, and I'll see you in my next not so cringy. And well, I don't know. I feel like I'm cringe queen, oversized cringe queen. Okay, I love you guys. I'm gonna go, and I will see you next time. And stay poggy, you saucy bee, and I'll see you in my next video, on my next stream, on my next TikTok. Oh my god, I just spit. That's gross. My next TikTok, my next tweet, my next appearance. Okay, but anyways, I love you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.